Hi artists! We are going to continue working on shapes today, and we are going to be making a beautiful cardinal. Now a cardinal is a red bird that we see a lot of times in the winter. They're very beautiful, so I thought it would be great if we could make a cardinal together today. Now since we're talking about shapes, we're going to make our cardinal out of shapes. So I wanted to show you this first. So you can see we have an oval for his body, a circle for the head, triangle for the beak, circle for the eye, semicircle for the black part of his eye. I have 3 little triangles for the feathers on the top of his head. It kind of looks like a little mohawk. Then we have a semicircle for his wing. And finally, a triangle shape, or excuse me, a rectangle shape for his tail. Okay? So let's go ahead and get started. Now you can either use a plain white paper, or I like to use this light blue paper. Make sure we get it in focus here. Okay? So the very first thing you're going to do is you're going to start off with a nice big oval right in the middle of your paper. You could tell I put it on a diagonal too. I didn't put it straight up and down. It's on a diagonal. So then on this side of the oval, we're going to make a nice circle for his head. Whoops, that's kind of like an oval, which is okay. I made a mistake. I'm just going to erase it. Next, you can add a triangle for his beak. I'm going to put a little line in there. I like to do the circle for his eye first, and then a semicircle coming around. Next, we can make our triangles for the feathers that go on top of his head. Semicircle for the wing, and then the rectangle for his tail. Now we need him sitting on a branch. He can't just be floating in the middle of the air. So I'm just making a horizontal line going straight across my paper. Now what we're going to do for his legs, we're going to make 2 little rectangles with a couple triangles on the end. Okay? So now I'm using oil pastels to color him in today. You can use those, or if you happen to have those at home, or you could just use crayons, that's fine. So I'm going to start by coloring in my whole cardinal. When I make the head connect with the body, I'm just going to make 2 little lines so it looks like it's more one piece instead of 2 separate pieces. So I'm just going to color all of this in. I'm not coloring in the black part because, as you can see on this one, right, that part is black. So I'm going to wait until later to fill that in. Trying to make sure I fill it all in so that we don't see any of that light blue. The nice thing about oil pastels is that I can take my finger and blend them together. So if you happen to be using those, you can try that. If not, like I said, you can just use crayons. Markers work fine too. Okay? So now I'm going to take my black, and I want to trace around the outside of my eye. Make that semicircle again. I'm going to go ahead and trace the beak. We'll color that in after. And I'm going to make some nice details for my cardinal. So the details, we had that semicircle for the wing. So I'm going to make kind of a wavy line, or almost like a little U, so it looks like little feathers. I'm going to do that in the tail too. Okay. Then I'm going to go ahead and get my orange pastel so I can color in his little beak there and his feet. So I have to be careful though now because I already used that black. I don't want it to smudge together. tell, it does not look perfect, and that's okay. I'm not going to worry about that. The last thing we want to do is color that branch in, so I'm just going to color it in brown. And then cardinals sit on all kinds of trees, but I like to make it look like a little pine tree or an evergreen tree. So after you color your branch in brown, you could take that brown crayon or whatever you're using to color, and you're going to make maybe one diagonal line sticking up on the top and one sticking down on the bottom. Okay? Then you're going to take a green. I like to use 2 different colors of green. I'm just making little, almost like a little V, a V on each side of my branch. I'm going to add some light green in there. Do the same thing. And the last thing we want to do is use our white. Now if you're using white paper, if you want to just use a pencil for this part, that's okay. Not to color in the eye, but I'm going to color in that eye carefully. And then now I'm going to go ahead and make it snow all over the paper. I'm going to add a little bit of snow. So it looks like it fell right on top of that tree branch. Don't forget to put snow under the branch, because we would see that too. Snow doesn't just fall above the branch, it falls all over the sky. And again, I was making little circles, just like what we did with our snowman, right? So there you have your cute little cardinal. Can't wait to see what you guys make.